Hello to all of you, my lovely students in the 9th grade. How are you today? Welcome back to my English lessons. It's me, your English teacher, Iman Al-Jafari at Al Farouk Academy. In our lesson today, we are going to start with some activities that you have in your workbook, page 20. So please open your workbook, page 20, and let's start. In these activities, you are going to know the meanings of some phrasal verbs, and you are going also to decide whether some phrasal verbs are transitive or intransitive. Before doing the first activity, I want to remind you, what do you mean by transitive and intransitive phrasal verbs? As I told you before, transitive phrasal verbs, they are a group of verbs that are followed by a direct object. هي الأفعال المتعدية التي تحتاج إلى مفعول به. Intransitive phrasal verbs, they are a group of verbs that don't take a direct object. هي الأفعال اللازمة التي لا تحتاج إلى مفعول به. And now, let's start with the first activity that you have in your workbook. Read the sentences and decide whether the underlying phrasal verbs are transitive or intransitive. If the phrasal verb has an object, so it is transitive. If the phrasal verb doesn't have an object, so it is excellent, intransitive. So the first one, during the first committee meeting, Ramon brought up the idea. What did he bring up? Excellent, the idea of teaching circus skills. So since we have an object, which is the idea, so the phrasal verb brought up is excellent, transitive phrasal verb. As I told you before, we asked about the object using what? The noisy child is just showing off. What do you mean by showing off? بمعنى يستعرض, okay? Just he wants to appeal your attention. So it is intransitive phrasal verb because we don't have an object. هل الجملة فيها مفعول به? No. الجملة الأولى bring up the idea بمعنى suggested the idea. It was 5 in the morning when we set off. When we started our journey, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. So here we don't have an object, so it is intransitive phrasal verb. The students were all good singers, but Danny stood out from the rest. What do you mean by stood out? Excellent. هو كان مميز عن البقية. كلهم كانوا مناح لكن هو he was the best. Okay. So stood out from the rest. هلا from the rest هاي بدك تنتبه يا تاسع إنها تسمى prepositional phrase. يعني هي شبه جملة بتتكون من حرف جر والاسم اللي وراه. فهاي مستحيل إنه نحكي عن حرف الجر والاسم اللي وراه إنه object. لا تخربط فيها يا تاسع. فهون we don't have an object, so it is intransitive phrasal verb. Lucy is talented artist. لمين طالعة لوسي talented artist? She takes after her father. So she is the same as her father. So her father is the object. Takes after is a transitive phrasal verb. The woman brought her children up to be honest and hardworking. Okay, so what do you mean by brought up? بمعنى raise, ربت أطفالها على الصدق. Where is the object here? The children or her children. Notice here we have the phrasal verb brought up. We separate the phrasal verb, okay, or the verb from the preposition using the object. هون زي ما لفت انتباهك واحنا بنشرح احيانا المفعول به بنحط بالوسط ما بين الفعل وحرف الجر اللي بتبعه. اوكي، لكن مش كل الفريزال فيربس ممكن انه احنا نقسمها. اوكي، بعض الفريزال فيربس منهم bring up بمعنى raise يربي. اوكي، هلا انتبهتوا يا تاسع ان الجمله الاولى bring up كان بمعنى suggest، اما الجمله السادسه bring up بمعنى يربي to raise. طب احنا كيف فرقنا بالمعنى؟ من الكونتكست السياق. لما نحكي brought up the idea مستحيل احنا نحكي يربي فكره، احنا بنحكي يقترح فكره. هلا brought up the children بنحكي يربي الأطفال مش يقترح الأطفال. فهون من السياق إحنا ميزنا معنى bring up لأنه هو كفريزال فيرب له أكثر من معنى. إذا هلأ bring up بمعنى يربي يمكن إنه نفصلها بالمفعول به. لا بتحكي bring the children up or bring them up. ممكن نحول the children إلى ضمير، وممكن نحكي bring up the children. في 3 طرق لكتابة الجملة و3 صحيحة. في النهاية bring up هنا إجت excellent transitive phrasal verb. The car broke down before they reached their destination. What do you mean by broke down? Excellent. تعطلت السيارة. So here we don't have an object, so it is intransitive. The explorers came across what? What did they found? What did they find? Excellent. They found an ancient temple. هون إجت came across بمعنى يجد بالصدفة. Okay, so they found accidentally an ancient temple. So here we have the object ancient temple, so it is a transitive phrasal verb. My uncle is really good at making up what? Jokes. Okay, inventing, making up هون بيجي بمعنى to invent، يعني هو يختلق النكت. So here we have an object which is jokes, so it is a transitive phrasal verb. The plane touched down. Touched down بمعنى هبطت in a clearing in the jungle. So here we don't have an object. لآخر مرة بنبهك يا تاسع لا تخربط إنه in a clearing هون حرف الجر والاسم المجرور تسمى prepositional phrase وليست object، فهون ما تحكي في عنا object, so it is in a transitive phrasal verb. Okay. The second activity, complete the sentences with the transitive phrasal verbs from the box. Be sure to use the correct tense. Here you are going to know that all the phrasal verbs in the box are transitive phrasal verbs. Let's start with their meanings. What do you mean by look after? Look after تيجي بمعنى يعتني. Take care of. Do without بمعنى يستغني عن. Okay? Take up بمعنى practice يمارس. Hand over بمعنى يسلم أو يعطي to give. Break into بمعنى يسطو على. Come from بمعنى يأتي من الأوريجين. Turn into to change بمعنى يتحول. Get on with هلا هاي انتبه عليها. Get on with تيجي بمعنى to be friendly or sociable with others. This ugly caterpillar soon a butterfly or a beautiful butterfly. هلا هي اليرقة كانت بعدين تتحول إلى فراشة. So give me a phrasal verb that means to change. Excellent. اللي هي will soon turn into. Can you, our cat, while we're in holiday, can you take care of our cat? So it is a transitive phrasal verb, look after. Okay. إذن يعتني به. Where is the object? Our cat. Go back to the first sentence. Where is the object? Excellent, a beautiful butterfly. James is very friendly. Excellent, he gets on with everybody. هلا انتبه هون يا تاسع. He is the subject. Gets on with اللي هي الفريزال verb. هلا gets on with مش لحالها gets on. Gets on with هاي phrasal verb بمعنى to be sociable or friendly with others. إذن where is the object في هاي الجملة اللي هي everybody. I love my laptop. I cannot do without it. أنا ما بقدر أستغني عن اللابتوب. So it is the object. Thieves هلا من الاسم thieves لصوص شو عملوا؟ broke into the bank. Where is the object? The bank. بمعنى يسطو على البنك. The mobile isn't yours. إذا إيش مش إلك شو لازم تعمل فيه؟ Hand it over immediately. سلمه. Andrew's father, excellent, came from Japan. The origin of his father, excellent, from Japan. Jane horse riding last year. Jane بمعنى practiced. مارست اللي هي took up horse riding last year. Where is the object? Horse riding. Okay. The last activity in our lesson today, complete the sentences with the intransitive phrasal verbs from the box. Be sure to use the correct tense. Notice here all the phrasal verbs in this activity are intransitive, so they don't take an object. It was 6 o'clock when the plane finally, excellent, took off. وما معنى took off؟ بمعنى أقلعت, to leave the land. The meeting started at 1. But Rudy late. Give me a phrasal verbs that mean arrived. Excellent. It is turned up. The tree is going to fall. So be careful. Give me a phrasal verb that means be careful. Excellent. Look out. It is very rude to shout. So shut up. Okay, at an older person. Last year a terrible illness in the city spread. انتشر. أعطيني phrasal verb بمعنى انتشر. Excellent. Broke out. I find it is impossible to early without alarm clock. So it is impossible to wake up or get up early without an alarm clock. I was talking to my cousin on the phone when suddenly he excellent hang up. وما معنى hang up؟ اللي هي أنهى المكالمة الهاتفية أو فصل التليفون. The teacher asked Amy to because her voice was so quiet. So quiet. So when your voice is so quiet, you need to speak up. Okay? Okay, my lovely students, I will stop here today. Thank you very much. Please copy the correct answers in your workbook.